What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thrift here. Today we are going to be talking about brooches. What are they, how to use them, and why are they so important at the higher levels of this game. So first things first, if you do go to your deck editor, you will have this brooch section that you can equip brooches, which will be in your equipment tab under the brooch section, and you most likely have acquired a bunch of these brooches. They both come in Cosmic, the epic rarity, and Infinite, the legendary rarity of the game. There is a difference between these two. Most notably, the epic ones you can do by yourself, but the legendary ones, they require you to have at least 2 to 3 players. Now, what these brooches do is essentially, if I were to go and start a fight with this brooch equipped, it is going to summon this creature here to fight alongside those enemies that we are facing. You can start these fights at level 1. However, I would recommend getting a group that can at least clear level 40 or level 50 content as a group with brooches to get a good amount of rewards. Upon defeat of this challenge, you are going to be rewarded with Wakfu fragments. Now, these are really important for your character progression because you can take those Wakfu fragments to Cabrock's Island, and on Cabrock's Island, you can exchange the Wakfu fragments. At Cabrock's shop, you can buy chests of all 3 types, those being spell chests, equipment chests, and companion chests. But the most important thing to spend your Wakfu fragments on are the runes. You can get companion runes, equipment runes, and spell runes. And this is how you are going to upgrade your character. It is very easy to come in here and buy runes once you have completed these brooch fights. And then with those runes, you can continue to buy all of the upgrades that you need to make your character even stronger. There are a couple things to keep in mind when you are starting these brooch fights. First thing first, the difficulty of the quest is going to improve the amount of fragments that you can acquire. I have some footage here of me playing with some friends. We went ahead and completed a level 60 difficulty challenge, and we were rewarded 149 fragments. I then went ahead and tested some other questions that I had about brooch fights. The first one is if there is a difference between the Cosmic and Infinite rank brooches. Yes, there absolutely is. Not only is there the difference between the difficulty of the enemy you will be facing. For example, I have a vampire boat one here. This is an epic one. It'll summon Jubilette. And then there's one over here that will summon the Frankenstruck monster. This monster is going to be much more difficult. With that said, you are also going to get more rewards. And let me show you that. So in the footage here, we went ahead and tested a few things. The first things that we tested is we went to a level 34 dungeon, and we cleared this without any brooch benefits to see how many Wakfu fragments we got at the end, and we got 17. We then ran that same dungeon with a legendary brooch, and we were rewarded 184.
Wow, congratulations!
I then went with my group to a level 34 challenge on the vampire boat, and we cleared that, and we were rewarded with 167. So if you were to take the original 17 off from clearing the dungeon, that means 167 was the reward regardless of if we use this at a boss zone or in the dungeon compared to a level 34 challenge. So the scaling reward for Wakfu fragments is solely reliant on the difficulty of the challenge you are completing. And once you get your gear really maxed out, you can most likely be pushing level 70 or higher content with a brooch and be getting a lot of Wakfu fragments per clear. The last thing that we did test was going to the rank 1 challenge, the easiest rank challenge, and raising the fight to our group's level, and that did not affect these fragments. This made the fragments 97, and this was with a legendary brooch. A quick breakdown of these brooch fights. Once you equip them, the next fight you encounter on that island that associates with the brooch is going to trigger that brooch. When you clear that brooch, you are going to get Wakfu fragments based on the difficulty of the challenge and, of course, the rarity of the brooch. To increase that reward, you need to fight more higher difficulty challenges, not necessarily a boss fight, but just a higher difficulty challenge or higher difficulty dungeon. And then you can use those Wakfu fragments to go to Cabrock's Island to buy spell, equipment, and companion runes to further upgrade your build. This is going to be the primary way to gear your characters up. This is why so many people are suggesting getting a character to a higher level so you can farm these brooches. This is by far the easiest way to get those runes to upgrade other characters. That's going to be it for the video. If you have anything else to recommend or provide as information for Brooch fights, please leave a comment down below. I'd really appreciate all the support that you can provide. Thanks once again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Come hang out with me on Twitch sometime, and I will see you all in the next video real soon.